Okay, the next part is creating materials for the logo. This is where we're going to go back to Illustrator here so that we can have a little bit of color. So the first thing that I want to do is double click down here in this texture materials panel, and it's going to bring up a blank material. And so to change that, I'm going to well, before we do that, we got to figure out what colors we want. So if I go back to Illustrator, and I'm going to drag in that logo again from my logo folder, and just so I get the colors exactly right, what I'm going to do is click on this eyedropper tool, and if I just hover over this blue and click, you can see down here it's taken that blue. So what I want to do is get the RGB code for this. So double click the fill box, and if I look at the RGB code, that stands for red, green, blue, 0, 33, 68, right? And I could even just put the number in if I wanted to, 002 144. So now I'm going to go back to Cinema 4D and double click on the material, and yours is probably going to be an HSV, which I think stands for hue, saturation, and we're going to change it from HSV to RGB, and then we will put in the red, green, blue values. So 0, 33, 68. So I'm going to put 0, 33, 68. And there, now it's that exact same blue. So what I want to do now is go under reflectance, because we want it to be shiny, I guess. Kind of like glass looking a little bit, maybe. So under reflectance, I'm going to click on default specular and hit backspace, and then I'm going to hit add, and I'm going to add Beckman. And if you do it 100% brightness, it's going to look like chrome, right? That's not what we want. So we're going to turn this down to like 30. Now we can see it looks like that glassy blue, and that's it. So I'm going to X out of that, and now I got to remember what's blue here. So it should just be one path that I need to put it on, right? And that's the dark blue, right? So I'm going to drag. There's two ways you can do it, and click and drag it right on the screen, or if I want to be real exact about it, sometimes you have so many layers or outlines, it's confusing. I can drop it right here on this extrude with a downward facing arrow, and then that's going to make it that blue. So now if I render that, that's what it looks like. It doesn't look glossy right now because of the lighting situation. Let's go back. Well, we know we need white, right? So I'm going to double click to make a new material, double click on that, go to color, and if I go back to HSV, I'm going to make it white, and I'm going to do the same thing with reflectance. I'm going to add Beckman, drop that down to 30. And then I'm going to add that to the beak outline and the mouth, and I think the eye outline as well, right? Yeah. Eye outline. There we go. And to the entire outline, as a matter of fact. There we go. Two more colors we need here. We need this gray. It's 165, 172, 176. So color, RGB, 162, 175, 176, and delete the default specular and add the Beckman and take down Beckman to like 30. I'm going to throw that here, and then the only other thing we need is that green eye, right? Yeah. So I'm going to sample that color, double click, and I got 102, 189, 41. Double click and go 102, 149, 81. And again with the reflectance, add some Beckman, drop it down to 30, and drag it onto the eye. There we go. Now it's starting to look pretty good. And that is the end of part 4, creating materials for the logo.